Hello, my name is Jeremy, and welcome back to Retro Fat. Today we are watching the classic late 80s, early 90s sitcom Just the 10 of Us, and today's episode is Snow Job Part 1. Now, I have had a reaction to this episode on this channel with the cast and the writers. I highly recommend you watch that if you haven't. If you are a fan of the show, it is wonderful seeing just how they still interact together. I mean, it was one of the most positive experiences on this YouTube channel I've ever had. I'll be honest, it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, period. It was wonderful, and I loved every second of it. I, however, did not speak much, and the reason why was because what am I going to say when I have 3/4 of the Lubbock Babes commenting on the episode with me? So I didn't react much. Also, there were so many of us on Zoom that the episode was kind of scrunched to the side. So I wanted to do one where it takes up the full screen. Because of 4:3 ratio, I can show it full size with me still down the bottom without eating up any room. So this week and next week, technically kind of a rerun, but I wanted to present it in this format. So this week, Snow Job Part 1, directed by John Gunselman, written by Michael Ware and Bob Burris. Again, I highly recommend you go watch that just to hear their thoughts on being a part of this show and writing this episode. And this episode first aired on February 2nd, 1990. So enough for me. Let's get to the episode.
And one final announcement. The buses for Sister Ethel's annual High Mountain Prayer Retreat and Ski Trip will be leaving the chapel tomorrow at 6 o'clock sharp to rendezvous with St. Catherine's and St. Martin de Tours. Sister Ethel reminds those going to bring their harmonicas.
I pity the people who signed up for that.
We signed up for it.
You did? Hey, I think it beats staying in town for Eureka Lumberjack days.
Yeah, I especially hate that stump toss event. Last year, some yahoo tried to toss me.
Girls, have you heard? At the ski retreat, I'm leading the discussion on sex in today's teenager.
Oh, I'll be sure to take notes.
Don't forget your harmonicas.
You know, that stump toss is looking pretty darn good.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Gavin. What's the matter?
I couldn't get reservations for Sister Ethel's weekend retreat, so I'm stuck going to my parents' beach house in the Virgin Islands.
Your parents have a beach house in the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, Little Dick's Bay.
Gavin Doozler, have you been holding out on us? Are you rich?
Not really. I think we only leased the family jet.
Family jet? I thought you said your father did odd jobs.
I think chairman of the board of Pacific Petroleum's pretty odd. All he does is fly around explaining oil spills.
Gavin Doozler, what could possibly be depressing about flying to the Virgin Islands?
Because I'm going to be so lonely. My mother's going to Switzerland for more vein surgery. So I'll be all by myself in that giant villa.
Oh, poor guy. Oh, don't worry, Cindy. He's not gonna be alone. We're gonna go with him to the Virgin Islands.
Oh, aside from everything else, what makes you think Sister Ethel won't notice that we're missing from the retreat, huh? You boys get to class now!
I love this episode. First of all, any episode with Sister Ethel in it gonna make my list. Brooke Theus also is such a strong physical actor. I mean, she was communicating things without words, and I loved it when she first learned that Gavin was going to the Virgin Islands and that mouth dropped. It was fantastic. This is an interesting episode in that we have Marie being the isolated one. Often we have Marie and Connie. Every so often Connie will join Cindy and Wendy, but it's usually kind of split down the middle. And I think it's interesting to see Connie on the side of the schemer, which we'll see later Connie is not good at it. Wendy, however, is a master manipulator. She gets what she wants, and I love watching her weave her web in this episode. It's fantastic.
Race and I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places. At the end of every one of my daisies. A house with all of the faces that keep me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
Honey, how can I measure you for your Lumberjack Day costume if you won't hold still?
I told you I'm a perfect 42.
46 3/4.
But all the jackets I have are 42.
Maybe that's why their seams explode when you belch.
You know, I have to feed and clothe you two. I don't have to like you.
All right, how am I going to measure if you won't stop bellowing?
Oh, maybe this whole costume thing is a bad idea.
Oh, no, honey, it's going to be so much fun. I've got a great idea for your costume.
Paul Bunyan might be an appropriate choice.
JR, did it ever occur to you that you might be hurting your father's feelings?
I mean, at least he's got thin skin.
JR.
No. Let him have his fun, because I won't be the only one at Lumberjack Days wearing a silly costume.
No, I'm sure there'll be other nerds doing it too.
Mm-hmm. And the other nerds will be you.
You're kidding.
Fat men don't kid.
Come on, Dad. Me in a dorky costume? I mean, my friends would see me.
Good. Now, what would be a good outfit for JR?
Come on, Mom. You're not going to let him do this to me, are you? I mean, me, your oldest son.
Any ideas, Sherry?
None that doesn't have a tail.
Wait a minute. Sherry was laughing at my fat jokes, too. How come she doesn't get stuck with a costume?
Because, JR, Mom and Dad realized that wearing a costume would not be a punishment for me. It'd be a joy. Unlike you, I like being the center of attention. I like all eyes on me. Just me. Only me. It feels good to be a star.
No wonder she doesn't even have an imaginary friend.
Okay. I'll confess. Wearing a costume won't be a punishment for me either. In fact, it's always been my dream to wear something silly and homemade.
Oh, to think your mother and I can make your dream come true.
Nothing ever works for me. Nothing.
What's all the commotion?
We're just discussing costumes for Lumberjack Days.
You're going to wear costumes this year? Why do I always miss out on the zany stuff? Oh, honey, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time on Sister Ethel's retreat.
You're right. A weekend of contemplation, prayer, and meditation will be nice. Oh, and Friday night, we get to kneel in the snow on bare knees for our sins.
Oh, sounds painful.
I hope so.
I'm saying you're crazy! You're talking about flying to the Virgin Islands! Shh! Dad would kill us.
Oh, don't be a weenie. We leave Friday, we're back Sunday. Who's gonna notice?
I don't want any part of it.
Connie, think. Our own tropical villa. Warm blue water. White sand. Tanned hunks rubbing suntan oil all over our bodies.
I'm not saying it doesn't have its good points.
So, how are we gonna sneak out of the country?
Let me get this straight. Like we're going to convince Doozler to take us along, fool Sister Ethel, lie to Mom and Dad, and last, but certainly not least, somehow convince Marie to come along with us?
Peanuts.
But is it logical?
Oh, you're just chicken. You don't see Cindy here worried about logic.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about it. Okay, sure. Count me in. After all, this is just a fantasy until you can convince Marie. And what kind of a lie could you possibly tell her?
Gavin Doozler's dying?
Yeah, I overheard him tell the school nurse. She did.
Well, what's he got? Polynesia? Isn't that a place?
Well, actually, it's Papaloponesia. It's a hereditary disease. Yeah, he got it at summer camp.
He caught a hereditary disease.
Well, actually, from his mother.
Connie, is this true? I still can't believe it.
Poor Gavin. That pale body, the quivering voice, those vacant eyes. It all makes sense now. How can you just stand there?
Call it shock?
How can his parents let him spend the weekend alone at that beach house?
What beach house?
Oh, it's more than just a beach house. His parents have this really neat villa.
But Connie had a good point.
I did?
Yeah, when you said that we could spare a little to go with Doozler to provide him comfort and spiritual guidance.
You said that?
Guess so.
Well, call me wild and impetuous, but I think we should do it. All right, party!
I mean, I agree. And give up the retreat, but I know how much that harmonica hum-off meant to you.
Wendy, we have to think of the greater good. Now let's go tell Mom and Dad.
No, we can't tell them. We can't tell anybody.
You mean just go and not tell Mom and Dad?
Well, I don't like it either, but we can't even tell Gavin we know.
Connie, what do you think?
That the fewer people who know about this, the better.
All right, a lot to kind of unpack there. I didn't want to interrupt right before we had Marie's reaction of Gavin Doozler's dying. Lumberjack Days is an interesting reason for why the Lubbock Babes were going on the retreat to begin with, because they would rather do that than stay in town for something that they viewed as kind of folksy and dorky. I do wish we could have had more of Graham and Elizabeth in this episode. We only get little snippets. This is clearly a very Lubbock Babe heavy episode, but I mean, the plot dictates it. I get it. I have to comment on the trip logistics. So they're leaving on Friday. They're flying from the East Coast to the Virgin Islands. So they're going to arrive in the Virgin Islands pretty late on Friday. They really get that evening, full Saturday, and then a little bit on Sunday before they have to leave. So this is a very short trip. I don't know. That to me, that just whenever I really stop to think about, there's a lot of travel time in this. They really don't have much time there, but that's neither here nor there. It's just something I think is worth interesting about. I liked watching Wendy try to keep everything straight in her scheme, because Connie is not doing a good job of selling it. Cindy, bless her, is just too naive to do it. It all falls on Wendy. I've said it once, I've said it again. I still think Wendy's the smartest Lubbock, period. So if anybody can do it, it's her. And well, she's working hard. And then we see her come up with in this next scene on the spot. But anyway, here we go.
Oh, Gavin.
I can't talk now. I got a note to see the principal.
I know we sent it. We want to talk to you.
Why?
Well, we have good news.
A spot opened on the retreat.
Actually, there's going to be 4.
The Lubbock Babes, out of the infinite goodness of their hearts, will keep you company on your lonely trip to the Virgin Islands.
Wow! Too bad my parents said the 3 of you are too sleazy to hang out with.
Your parents forbid you to see the 3 of us?
You and Tracy Gold.
Well, I'm sure glad I didn't wax my legs yet. Oh, you be quiet.
What about Marie?
Oh, they think Marie is Keno.
Well, I think you should know the truth. This weekend wasn't our idea. It was Marie's. She has a crush on you, Gavin. What?
I've always suspected that.
She saw this romantic weekend in the tropics as a way to overcome her shyness.
Well, well, well.
Here she comes now. She would kill us if she knew we told you, so shh.
Oh, Gavin, I just wanted you to know that I no longer think of you as low-life scum.
Thanks.
Did you see her chest heave?
Oh, I did. God help me, I did.
But your parents have their rules, so see ya.
Hey, they're gonna be in Switzerland. What are they gonna know?
Oh, I'm shocked.
Besides, they don't care if just Marie's there. It's you three they're frightened of.
You expect us to leave our sister alone with you? Unchaperoned, with nothing to check her unbridled passions?
Please come, please.
Okay.
Dressing for Eureka Lumberjack dates was Dad's idea.
You're the dorkiest looking thing I've ever seen. I was wrong.
Oh, and to think if I didn't sew, none of this would be possible.
Gee, honey, I feel bad. The girls are gonna miss this year's stump toss.
Oh, honey, promise to keep an eye on Sherry.
Oh, sure. But what are you going as?
A deeply embarrassed child.
I like that we have this little kind of family interaction here. We have Graham and JR dressed alike. We're going to see another father-son duo here in a moment that I'll comment on when that happens. Watching Sherry in the scene, watching Heidi Ziegler, do her thing, she was a really good child actor. And I really wonder what kind of role she would have taken in this show if it could have lasted longer than just the 3 seasons we got.
Wendy, we are 20 feet away from a clear getaway.
Has it occurred to you that Mom and Dad know exactly what we're doing and they're just giving us enough rope to hang ourselves?
No.
Oh, well, me either. Has it occurred to you that this private jet may crash and that word will get back to Mom and Dad about what we've done and that they won't even give us a decent Christian burial?
Don't panic on me now.
Hey, I'm cool. Marie, I'm praying.
Oh, can't you do that on your own time?
Amen.
Oh, Marie, would you relax? We're supposed to be going to a retreat, not a funeral.
Oh,
okay, more choice of words.
who among us knows when we will be called to meet our Maker? It's all so sad.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Now look, promise to be brave and to lie for Deucer's sake.
What's he got to do with this?
He's croaking. Oh, Cindy, come on.
Give me a minute. I'm almost dressed. I can't do this.
Oh, why do I have to always do all the work? Move.
I'm coming for you, Gavin.
Stop right
Cool. You're gonna see right through us. We're dead.
Oh, if you just act natural.
Girls, aren't you dressed a little warmly?
What are you talking about? It's gonna be very cold. There's gonna be snow on us, tons of it. At least those storms that aren't big enough.
I just asked.
I've been thinking about how fragile life is. And I just want each of you to know how deeply I love all of you. JR?
Hey, if you don't go with me, I'm gonna get my axe.
All right. Then now stop that before he starts enjoying it. Come on, stop it.
Cindy, let's go!
Got your seasons mixed up again?
Good thing I packed for you.
Oh, that's Gavin. He's giving us a ride.
Oh,
Bye.
great. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice time.
Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. Have a nice time.
Stop. So where is this beach house anyway?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. We'll find out as soon as we get on the plane.
The plane? Where are we going? The Virgin Islands?
The Virgin Islands was a good choice for this because I'm going to guess a family this size, teacher salary in the late 80s, we know they're poor basically, are not going to have done much traveling, especially traveling by air. The Virgin Islands, because it's U.S. territory, U.S. citizens don't need a passport to get in. So I'm assuming that's why that was picked. Connie's reaction in this scene reminded me of, I don't know, maybe the third episode where they were raffling off Cindy as a date. And when Elizabeth was like questioning each one of them, Connie was the one who broke. And I think I like that is still a part of her character.
The Virgin Islands? Well, I said it was a beach house, didn't I?
Not in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Actually, it's in the Caribbean.
I don't care. No one told me we were leaving the hemisphere.
Actually, it's the same hemisphere.
I suppose you'd like Doozler's last days to be someplace a little more convenient for you.
Forgive me. I was being selfish. Oh, poor Gavin. He wants us to think he's just airsick.
And it's really the heartbreak of polyethylene. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to get the flying lesson that Captain Maurice promised.
Now there's a comforting thought.
Oh, Gavin. Gavin, are you okay?
I'm sorry you have to see me when I'm not at my best.
Oh, you poor, funny, silly, brave, phlegmatic boy. You know that doesn't matter to me.
What does this one do?
That is the intercom.
And this one?
I wouldn't touch that one.
Gavin, are you okay?
I could die now and be happy.
That was a decent effect. I don't know how they did it, but watch some of the stuff in the cabin. Like, it moved around. I'm kind of curious as to how they did that, but it was a fun effect.
Oh, JR, honey, I really wish you'd take off your coat. No one can see how cute my men are.
There, let's go home.
And to think, Mom spent hours and hours on that.
Hey, you don't see me ashamed of looking like a silly ass, do you?
Hey, you two look adorable.
This is my mom's idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, the axe throwing demonstration will be delayed a few minutes till Billy Arbo returns from the first aid tent. Well, don't worry, I only clipped him.
Well, what else is there, honey?
Well, let's see. I made a list of the events we shouldn't miss. There's a flapjack feed at 1, a beer bust at 2, and the reindeer roast at 3.
Oh, Sherry, honey, you be careful. Don't hurt yourself with that.
No, Sherry. Have fun with it.
I'd be having more fun if you were standing over there with an apple on your head.
If you're throwing, that would be the only safe place to stand.
Oh, yeah?
You missed.
Did I?
So we had a Growing Pains reference earlier whenever Gavin said his parents also considered Tracy Gold, who played Carol on Growing Pains. He could not hang out with her either. But the other young kid who said this was my mom's idea, that is Robin Thicke, as in Robin Thicke of Blurred Lines fame, the Masked Singer, that Robin Thicke. He, of course, is Alan Thicke's son, and Alan Thicke obviously was the dad on Growing Pains, and there's a spinoff of Growing Pains. It's kind of a fun connection there.
This landing stuff is easier than I thought.
Hold up! Hold up!
Oh, my God.
Hey, dudes, where's your dad's house?
And this is the big shopping area.
Wendy! Cindy! You can't go shopping now? Why not?
time. Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't die soon, he's gonna ruin this whole trip.
I won't let that happen, even if I have to kill him myself.
Evan, you okay? You look kind of green.
I get car sick, too.
Sure you do. You poor fuzzy-headed deer. Oh, let's go.
Wow, this place must be practically surrounded by ocean. Cindy, it's an island, so I'm probably right.
Just are you feeling any better?
Oh, this is it. End of the line.
Oh, no, say it isn't true.
Oh, really? This is it. My parents' villa is up this driveway.
Wow, look at this place.
Kind of feels like you've died and gone to heaven, huh?
Cindy?
Oh, yes, Robbie, I'd love to go snorkeling. Just give me 5 minutes to get out of these clothes.
No!
Gosh, cab drivers can be so impetuous.
Downstairs is the exercise room, wine cellar, and access to the private beach, pool, hot tub, tennis courts, and a skeet range. And through those doors is the master suite, complete with king-size mahogany bed, hand-rubbed. Downstairs, 2 more queen beds. Even the sofa turns into a bed.
Well, I'm sure we'll use all of them.
I better alert my staff.
Wow, what a great view! Yeah, that's St. Thomas.
Oh, I don't care who he is. He sure knows how to fill out a Speedo. Come on, you guys, let's go!
Wendy, what are you doing?
Snorkeling. Robbie's friends.
Wanna get my gators?
You better bring a change for later, because who knows where the night might lead.
Connie, Cindy, we have a dying acquaintance in there, and you're going out to party with a bunch of studs?
Look, we don't have the strength to stay here and watch Doozler suffer. We're weak. We're worthless.
We're rolling. Fine, go. I'm not forgetting what I flew 4,000 miles to do.
Evan Arnold had a really great line about that, which I'm not going to share here. It was in the cast reaction, but it was pretty funny. I realize we're almost at the end of the episode, so I'm going to stop talking.
The Virgin Islands. Yeah.
Ladies, by the time we leave here, they may have to come up with a new name for this place. We'll be back in a moment. Next, on Just the 10 of Us.
Is this you, Sister Ethel?
Oh, relax. We found Susan and Janet.
But my daughters are the Lubbock girls. You know, Wendy, Cindy, Connie, Marie.
Oh, they're still missing. Don't worry. Samantha and Chrissy are just fine.
I don't give a damn about Samantha and Chrissy.
What kind of a father are you?
I remember watching this on ABC, TGIF. I even remember recording it on VHS, and probably somewhere back in my dad's house, I probably have a videotape of when I recorded of TGIF somewhere if I wasn't stupid and recorded over it. But I remember watching this and not and wondering what was going to happen next week. Like I remember that preview, like next time on Just the Ten of Us, which they really gave a fair deal away, but they also, again, it's a sitcom, not a drama. And I feel like there was still a lot of things that the preview didn't necessarily truly preview. I do remember though being very surprised at seeing Doozler and Marie in bed. That blew my 11-year-old brain at the time. This one is one that I remember very fondly. I think most people who are fans of Just the 10 of Us do. This is a great two-parter. I'll be back next week with part 2. We still have some Just the 10 of Us left, so thank you for sticking with us. Recommend to your friends who might like this show to watch this show. And join us on the Facebook group. There are discussions there all the time. There are discussions in the comments. So if you're just an of us fan, there are more of us than I realize. This channel has had over 30,000 watch hours of Just the 10 of Us, which really blows my mind. That there are so many of us who like and remember the show so fondly. So it is my hope and dream that the show will be not rebooted, but renewed for a new generation. We'll see. Fingers crossed anyway. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.